just related to the session. Just related to the week 1 sessions, are there any questions?
Vijay Mataji has a question, Mataji.
Yeah, just related to Prabhu, you also check. It should just be related to Bhakti Vriksha only. No other question we are taking.
She says she is related to that only, Mataji.
Yes, tell me.
Bhakti, we understand. The Vriksha. What does that mean, Mataji?
So we read here last time that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to a huge banyan tree. And we so there are many branches, and we at ISKCON are one of the branches of that Vriksha, of that huge banyan tree of Mahaprabhu. She's understood?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So is there anybody who would like to present a summary for the last week 1? I think Kavita was little ready to prepare. I don't know if Kavita is there in the session. Is she there? Yes, Kavita is there. She can present the summary. And I would personally request everybody to please switch on their cameras.
Mataji, she said that you will check, Mataji, okay? You check whether she's right.
Yeah, so I would request Saurav to translate what Kavita is speaking so that the other people, everybody will understand what she's speaking, but I will not. So Saurav has to translate for me. So I also request everybody to switch on their cameras.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, she says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he used to go out into the community, and he saw a lot of people doing their various work. You know, somebody was into farming, somebody was into cattle work, but he also saw that there was a lot of politics. He also saw that there was a lot of discord in the community, and he started explaining to people. And slowly people changed their view and they all became Krishna conscious, and that somehow it started becoming expanding. The community started expanding, and all these efforts are attributed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But people were not completely convinced. They said that when we call Krishna, what does he respond to us? How do we call Krishna? How do we talk to him? How do we refer to him? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, you chant the Mahamantra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started explaining about the various temples, how it is good, it is holy to go to various temples and pray to the Lord, whether it be Jagannath Lord or any Krishna Lord. And thanks to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the people didn't know actually how to refer to the Lord, how to pray to him. But with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he ensured that there's a clear path and people know. And Anutama Mataji also let us know about the brief background about Srila Prabhupada, his efforts. And similarly, what Kavita says, that as Srila Prabhupada spread the message of Krishna conscious to all the world, Anutama Mataji is also doing the exact same thing to the deaf world. And Kavita says that, ma'am, please don't quit us. Please don't leave. We request you to continue supporting us. And we, in the entire history of the Indian deaf community, we have not had any person like this to lead all these people and explain to people about our spiritual understanding. So we request Anutama Mataji to be with us and support us.
Hari Bol.
Thank
you. Thank you, Kavita, for your kind. I'm not leaving anybody, so don't worry. I'm here. I'm very much fond of all of you. And that is why I'm requesting everybody to switch on the camera, because I'm always so eager, so excited to look at your faces, your smiling and happy faces. So whatever condition you're sitting in your home, I would request that you switch on your camera so that at least I can have a look at all of you. That is one. And anybody else would like to give it a try for summary? I mean, I would like to read. I would like to actually convey here how a summary is, so that from next time, I want all of you, in fact, one by one, I want somebody to come forward and explain what we have done in the last week. The reason for that is that we should not forget what we have studied in the last class. It's a recap. Thank you, Saurabh Prabhu. So it's like a recap. We should not forget what we have done in the last class. Otherwise, we will not be able to connect to the next class. Right. So it is very important that once the session is over, you go back, you watch the recording, and you those who can read can please read this PPT that I sent, which is in very simple and easy language with a lot of pictures. Because unless you understand, it is difficult to move forward, right? So it is very important to to tell me whether you understood or not, because I cannot know how much you have understood. That is why we are planning that every week before we start the next class, we do a recap of the entire class. Yeah, so Samir is raising his hand. So I think let's hear what Samir is saying in the summary. And so the process is that you open the PPT, and those who can read, this is for them. So those who can, please open the PPT, go page by page. See the page, see what is written, and simplify it in 1 or 2 lines. So that way, cover the entire PPT. And those who cannot read, those who just depend on the recording, you just see the sign recording, and you see what I'm saying in connection to each and every page of the PPT. You just write down, or you just try to memorize it. And then you present it in the class for the benefit of everybody else. So is it understood what I'm trying to say about a summary? So that before we move to the next class, we should understand what we have learned in the previous class, which is very important. That is why I tell you, take notes also. Okay, so let's hear Samir.
Namaskar, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anutama Mataji. And Dandavat Pranam to you. Bhakti Vriksha. According to Sami, Bhakti can be, understood as love or purity. And the term Vriksha is tree, yes, but the branches, it has a lot of branches. When we look at Sanskrit, the term, there is no H in it. It's Vriksa, what he says. So Bhakti Vriksha, what it could mean is that as a community, we come together from various different households, and we learn about our Lord and try to cleanse ourselves. And we would attribute this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You would have all seen the picture in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is standing like that as a trunk of the tree, and the same concept of watering the root. And then we also have the
Pancha-tattva.
Pancha-tattva, right? Pancha-tattva. We also can see that in the branches. And also, how do we say that? Why do you think Bhakti Vriksha started, or why should it be started with the advent of the Kaliyuga? There was a lot of discord and a lot of fights, basically, and disagreements. And hence Bhakti Vriksha, that we come together at a place, what to do, what not to do. And also, this was what, ma'am, there's just a few points you also want him to share about the bio you shared about Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Do you want him to share that, Mataji?
No, just one liner, because we have to start the next class also, no? So we spoke about Prabhupada, and then what else?
My next would be Prabhupada, Mataji, Srila Prabhupada, what the bio you gave. So do you want him to explain that?
No, that's okay. So what else did we do? That's it? Okay. So I'll quickly read out what I have written in the summary, and so that we learn how we are going to present the summary next week. So whoever is going to be a volunteer, whoever would do the summary, would just listen, sorry, not listen, just see carefully how we will be presenting the summary from ongoing basis in the future classes. So I'll just quickly read for 5 minutes, then we'll start our new session. I'll start, Saurabh.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So Srila Prabhupada's name as a child was Abhay Charan. He was born in Calcutta. He had great devotion to Lord Krishna from a very early age. He met his guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who instructed Srila Prabhupada to go to Western countries like America and preach. In 1965, at age of 69, Prabhupada traveled to New York in a cargo ship. Journey was difficult and he suffered 2 heart attacks, but Krishna saved him. Arriving in New York with 40 rupees.
Mataji, you have to slow down a little, Mataji.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, what was the year when Srila Prabhupada went to
1965. I'll proceed.
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Okay. So arriving in New York with just 40 rupees and his translations of books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada began to share Krishna consciousness. On 13 July 1966, he officially registered ISKCON. He went around the globe 14 times for spreading teachings of Lord Krishna. And there are 108 temples built, ISKCON temples, when Prabhupada left us, when he left this planet. And now still more temples are growing up. So we learned that. After that, we learned about Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. So why we learn Prabhupada Pranam Mantra? We always recite it when we offer food to Krishna or before we begin any program, because he is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Without him, we would not have known who Krishna is. So we should always be full of gratitude towards Srila Prabhupada. Then coming to Bhakti Vriksha, it is like a huge banyan tree which will provide shelter to everyone in this Kaliyuga. And what is the purpose of Bhakti Vriksha? It is to create a society where every home is beautiful and peaceful as a temple. This program will help people to grow in Krishna consciousness. And then you can make others Krishna conscious and you can preach to new people. Mahaprabhu used to go from village to village, and wherever he went, he would make 5 more families Krishna conscious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, and he incarnated 500 years ago in West Bengal. Mahaprabhu gave us the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Lord Chaitanya and his movement are compared to a tree of devotion, the Bhakti Vriksha. So it is said that the tree and the trunk of the tree are Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and ISKCON is one of the branches of the Chaitanya tree. After that, we move on. We are living in Kaliyuga, and Kaliyuga is a very difficult age. In this age, people fight over small issues. Therefore, in Bhakti Vriksha, we come together. Despite being in Kaliyuga, we learn to lead a life full of happiness and joy, and slowly we become free from sinful reactions. Now, the aim and objective of human life is self-realization. Self-realization means we understand about who is God, who are we, why we have come to this material world, why are we suffering, how can we become happy, why and how can we chant Lord's name, what will happen if we chant his name. In this way, slowly we become free from all sinful reactions. After that, we read that all of us are part of God. But when we take birth in this material world, due to our desires, we forget this relationship. By great fortune, we get this human life so that we can re-establish our lost relationship with Krishna. But what will happen by re-establishing our relationship with Krishna? Well, then we can serve him. Now you may ask, why should I serve him? We are always serving somebody. We are serving family, country, society, because we are meant to serve someone. But neither we nor the person we are serving is ever satisfied. Why? Because we don't know whom to serve. But can we ever be satisfied? The answer is yes, if we serve Krishna. Because Krishna is like the root of the tree. If we serve the root, automatically other parts of the tree will be satisfied. Krishna, who is our eternal Father. Serving Krishna brings ultimate happiness to entire humanity. We are servants of the Supreme Lord. So if we start serving Krishna, then our lives become successful. So finally, Krishna consciousness is simply a process which tells us how to establish our eternal relationship with Krishna and serve him. Also, it tells us how to make perfect this human form of life that we have got. So my dear friends, with you all, we will slowly build a beautiful spiritual family. Hare Krishna. So that is the summary as according to the presentation, according to the live session that we did. So this is how I want. This might be maybe around for 5 minutes or 7 minutes, which I noted. So this is how I want each of one of you to think about the summary. You see the PPT, open the PPT, go through each and every page and write down short notes. If you cannot write, then you see the video, which is there in YouTube, and you try to, in whatever possible way, you make notes, and then you come with the summary in the next class. So whatever we are going to do today, one of you will volunteer and present the summary in the next class. So is that clear? Is that understood? But I would like to say thanks to Sameer and Kavita for their efforts in presenting summary for the last week. Since it is a new concept, so it is going to take time to understand. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, fine. So shall we proceed with the second week? Is there any questions? Is the week one clear to everybody?
Yeah, Mataji is saying that the PPT didn't have any content from the Bhagavad Gita, Mataji. He was trying to search for the Bhagavad Gita and then the quotes from Bhagavad Gita, but he didn't find anything of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, no, because it is not, we are not studying Bhagavad Gita. It is like if you go to some engineering college, would you straight away learn about engineering? No, right? You will first of all learn the basic fundamentals. So once your basics are clear, then only you will move to Bhagavad Gita. If I don't teach you basics, you will not be able to understand Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Yeah, so
He's saying that Bhagavad Gita is not going to be there, right?
sorry.
He's going to focus on the PPTs. He actually thinking that they're going to.
We are learning the basics right now.
Mataji, 1 minute. He's saying something. He was saying that he thought that basically you were going to teach the PPT Bhagavad Gita from the PPT. Now you told us he is clear.
Yeah, no, it is a different class.
Sorry.
It is a different class. It is not Bhagavad Gita. We are not learning Bhagavad Gita here. So can we move on to week 2? Is it?
Okay, Mataji. We have some hands, Mataji.
But we are not doing any questions. Is there any question? You're already half an hour through.
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay. We'll start with the next week, next week session. Is the screen getting shared, Charukram?
No, there is no PPT.
Okay. So as a process, every week we will first be reading the Prabhupada Pranam Mantra and followed by Pancha-tattva. So whenever we are doing any program, whenever we are doing anything, first of all, we offer our respects to Prabhupada, then we offer our respects to Pancha-tattva. So in this class, we will begin by learning.
So, Mataji, do you mean that we meaning all Vaishnavas?
Yes, all Vaishnavas. All Vaishnavas, whenever they begin anything, they first of all offer their respects to Prabhupada.
Whenever they begin anything, like doing anything, you mean?
Doing anything means, suppose you are beginning a kirtan, or you are wanting to start reading some scriptures, or you want to offer food to Krishna. So the first thing we do is we offer our prayers to Prabhupada. Second, we offer our prayers to the Pancha-tattva. And third, we chant the Maha Mantra. So this is the process we are supposed to follow. And this is the process which we are learning now. Is that okay? Is that understood? So today we have already learned about Prabhupada Pranam Mantra. And now we will be learning about the Pancha-tattva. So who is Pancha-tattva? So Pancha-tattva, if you people know the name, then it is.
So Vijay ma'am says this Krishna, it is Radharani, and two. Third is Srivas Prabhu. Advaita Prabhu.
Yeah.
And four. So the five.
So five is, first is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Second is Nityanand Prabhu. Third is Advaita Acharya. Fourth is Gadadhar. And fifth is Srivas. So we offer in our Pancha-tattva mantra, we offer our respects to Pancha-tattva. And why do we do that?
Let me just write this, no?
Sure. Can I just copy paste from my PPT? That'll be faster.
Ready, Mataji? Yes, please.
Okay. So now who are these? Prabhupada mantra I shared in the PPT. You want me to do it again? I've already shared in the PPT last class. So kindly read the PPT. And it is also in this PPT also. I'll just share it again. Here is. So this was the Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, and now we have moved on to the Pancha-tattva mantra. Okay. So now who is the Pancha-tattva? These five, why are they so important? Why should we be worshipping the Pancha-tattva? So the Pancha-tattva are actually.
They are ma'am, I mean, that's Krishna and Krishna's brother, Radharani herself, and there's Vishnu, who is Advaita Prabhu. Sorry, Advaita Prabhu, yeah, right. And then there's Radharani as well. And
Radharani manifested in the form of Gadadhar actually. But probably right now they will not understand it. So that is why I'm not explaining that right now. It will come on later.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, so we'll move on. So why are we chanting the Pancha-tattva mantra every time? Whenever we start chanting, first we offer our respect to Prabhupada, then we offer our respects to the Pancha-tattva. So what is the reason for giving respect to the Pancha-tattva? So let us see this. So Pancha-tattva actually are very, very merciful. They are even more merciful than Krishna. They don't see who is qualified or not, whether you are a Brahmin or you belong to some low caste, whether you are intelligent or whether you are foolish. And if you simply chant Krishna's name, they will give their love freely to you. And it is only because of their mercy, their kindness, we can understand Krishna and know how to love Krishna. It is said that, when they are so merciful that if we commits any offense, they forgive our offenses also. Okay, so it is important that we always pray to the Pancha-tattva before we, even when we are chanting, first of all, we should pray to the Pancha-tattva. We should remember the Pancha-tattva mantra, pray to them so that through them we can get mercy. Through them we can, grow in spiritual life. Through them we can understand Krishna. We can start loving Krishna. If we have their mercy, then our life is successful. So those of you who are chanting the Maha Mantra, remember first to speak Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, then Pancha-tattva Mantra, and then you can start chanting. So shall we move on? Is it understood?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. What happened? Uma Mataji, not now. What is the question?
Mataji is she's trying to understand that out of the 5 people, which one is Krishna?
Center one, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you, Saurabh Prabhu, actually, I want to tell who is who in the picture. Can we try that?
So there are 2 people, Mataji, who are standing with their hands up like that.
Yeah. So can I just tell if she can just, I'll explain the picture to everybody.
Mataji is saying there are two people who are standing with their hands like this. Why? Who is that? Is it Krishna? They
That's
say
what
the
I'm
face
saying.
is exactly same.
Let me explain the picture. Then probably she'll have all her doubt cleared. So this center one is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is Krishna. This one in blue dress is Nityanand. Okay, and Nityanand is also an incarnation of Balram. Okay, then we have Advaita Acharya. He is an incarnation of Mahavishnu. And it is on his request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna incarnated as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did lot of tapasya and on his request, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Okay. Now let's move on to this side. This is Gadadhar. Okay, this one is Gadadhar. Gadadhar is an incarnation of Srimati Radharani. And last one is Shrivas. Shrivas is an incarnation of Narad Muni. So is that okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, fine. So thank you for asking. Because they are in the devotee form. They have come in the devotee form, so they are with their hands.
She's talking about two people, Mataji, who are like this. So I'm like, I don't understand. I just see these Pancha-tattva and I understand that. So she says there are two things who are standing like this. So who is that?
two तो नहीं है, तीन लोगों ने हाथ खड़ा किया हुआ है. Three people have their raised hand, not two. Two have their hands closed. Can we move on? We cannot finish the PPT otherwise anyways today. Okay, so we'll move to the next slide. So we are all living in Kaliyuga.
Mataji, we couldn't see the photos at all. Can you please for 5 seconds, can we keep that so that we can see that?
Sure, sure.
It came and it just went.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yes, yes. Just let it be for 5 seconds, please.
So here we can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is performing Sankirtan.
Ma'am, Mataji, you PPT has to be.
Yeah, I know. So in one of the pictures, we saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performing Sankirtan. He was chanting the Maha Mantra with other devotees. So in Kaliyuga, we are all living in Kaliyuga. And it is said that Kaliyuga is
What
very
is Sankirtan?
Sankirtan is when you are together in a group, singing and dancing and chanting Lord's name. Prabhu, you are Hindi speaking, right? Saurabh Prabhu?
Mataji, just 1 minute. I'm signing what you said. Yes, Mataji. You were
Basically,
saying?
Sankirtan is together in a huge group. You go out on the streets and you chant Lord's name. You sing and you dance, and with the instrument you have, and then you are performing Kirtan. So Kaliyug actually is we are all living in Kaliyug right now, and it is said that it is a very miserable age. Why it is miserable? Because people are not honest, people are, looting, people are always very, very greedy. In order to fulfill desires, they can go to any level. Intoxication and, despite being married, having relationship with other women or other men, theft, killing. So basically, we are all living in a very, very miserable age. And people are definitely very unfortunate. Whoever is born in Kaliyug is very unfortunate and disturbed by so many things. I think even all of you can relate to this. People are very disturbed. We all are very disturbed by small, small things. Life is also very short-lived. We don't have a very, if you talk about when Lord Ram was there, people used to live for more than 100 years. But now people die at such young age. So the lifespan has also reduced. So people are either bad or, they are slow in understanding spiritual life. So what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as? Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came at the beginning of Kaliyug? Mahaprabhu came in the beginning of Kaliyug to give us a very, very simple process. And that simple process was chanting the name of the Lord. Just simply by chanting the name of Krishna, we can get free from this Kaliyug, from the tortures or from this unfortunate age that we are in. We can get free from all the miseries. We can get free from all sinful reactions that we have done. So Mahaprabhu knew that in Kaliyug we will not be able to do many things spiritually. So he gave us a very, very simple process. And that process is chanting the names of the Lord. And here we have the Maha Mantra. So let's all of us chant. Let's all of us chant one time.
They're already doing it, Mataji. 3-4 times already done.
Okay. My focus is more on Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now, how many of you know the meaning of this Maha Mantra? Does anybody know the meaning of this Maha Mantra? Somebody would like to try?
Mataji, there's someone new called Vivek. He says he knows. Can we try?
Yeah. Please. Let him try. Please explain the meaning of Maha Mantra.
So the word Hare is energy, which we get from Radharani. And Krishna, of course, is the Lord. Lord, I mean, the person who's beauty. It can also be the person who's beauty. Then Ram is Balaram, which is Lord's brother. And then again, Hare is Radharani.
Hari Bol, very nice. I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much, Vivek Prabhuji. In my PPT also, I did not explain it so nicely, but you have done a wonderful job. Thank you. This is the exact meaning of the Maha Mantra. Thank you. So let's see the next slide. So when we are reciting this mantra, what is actually we are praying for? We are saying that, so Srimati Radharani is the Hare, as Prabhu was mentioning, as Keshav was mentioning, Vivek was mentioning. So Srimati Radharani is the energy of Krishna. And when we chant the Maha Mantra, we are actually requesting Srimati Radharani. Because Srimati Radharani is closest to Krishna. She is the highest, most, the superior quality devotee. That is Srimati Radharani. There is nobody more superior in terms of devotion than Srimati Radharani. So, so we are praying to Srimati Radharani that, oh Krishna, oh energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service. So you remember in last class what we read? Service. We have to serve Krishna. We are serving sometime or the other. We are always serving, right? We read that how we are serving our family, we are serving our country, we are serving, our society, we are serving our boss. So constantly we are serving somebody, right? So, and what is the perfection? How can we become perfect human beings? When we start serving Krishna. So when we are chanting, when we are, chanting the Maha Mantra, that time we are requesting to Srimati Radharani that, oh Radharani, you are the energy, you are the closest to Krishna. So please engage me in your service. It is like, you want to approach the Prime Minister and there is a secretary of the Prime Minister, right? Somebody who's very close to the Prime Minister. So how will you approach the Prime Minister? You will approach that person who's the secretary of the Prime Minister. And you will say, you're looking for a job and you want to approach the minister. How will you get the job? If you don't know the Prime Minister, right? But you know the person who's closest to the Prime Minister. He said, you go and talk to that person and you say, please, sir, can you take my case? Can you recommend me to the Prime Minister? Because if you recommend, then sir will listen and I will get a job. So similarly, we approach Radharani and we request Radharani. Every time we are chanting, we are requesting Radharani that please, can you recommend me to Krishna? If you recommend me to Krishna, then Krishna will listen. And Krishna will become very happy with me. And then Krishna will bless me and he will engage me in his service. So this is what we pray every time when we are chanting the Maha Mantra. So is that understood? Is everybody able to understood what we are praying? I'm sure many of you are chanting, but now you should chant with this thought in mind that I want to become a servant of Krishna. Okay? All of you should pray that, oh Krishna, oh Radharani, please make me your servant. Don't feel shy in taking the name servant because anyways, you all are servants of somebody or the other. So don't feel shy. We are servant of somebody. So why not be servant of the Supreme Lord? When you become servant of Supreme Lord, everybody will, you will become very special people in the world. Because you are special, you are servant of a very special person, the Supreme Lord. We are not ordinary servants. We are all servants of the Supreme Lord, who is the controller of the entire universe. So if next time you pray, please pray in this, with this thought in mind. Okay.
Okay,
so it's already 9:56. I don't think we can complete our session today. We can take any doubts if there are any about this program. And so I shall not be sharing the PPT today. Next week, I shall share this PPT because it is still not over. And those of you who are interested in giving a summary next week, whatever we did, because we haven't done much today. So basically, we did, the Pancha-tattva and the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So you can just see the recording, see the sign of the recording, and I want this time Kavita and Samir Prabhu presented. I want some other people to come forward and do a summary next week of whatever we did this week. Okay. So I want all of you to come forward and speak. I don't want anybody to, I will call out names. If you don't volunteer, I will call out names and like a monitor, I will, how the monitor will tell you to stand up on the bench and speak. Okay. So next time, everybody will get a chance. Everybody has to speak. So don't think I'm going to spare anybody. Okay, so it's better that you voluntarily give your names of summarizing what we did in this class. So please watch the recording. I'm not sharing PPT now. Next week, I'll share the PPT. Okay. So quickly, we're just having 2 minutes. If there's anything related to the session, we will take the questions. Only if it is related to the PPT, today's. Uma Mataji, I've already attended, so we cannot take your question today. Maybe next week we'll take your question. Kavita and Vaishali, we can see what they're saying.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. So Hare Krishna. So I understand the matter, but what is Hare Ram? So you are basically in Hare Krishna, you are saying, oh, Mataji, or Radha Rani, please ask Krishna to, please refer me to Krishna. But Hare Ram, what is that, Mataji?
Actually, Ram, Krishna is also Rama. Rama is not that Lord Ram here. Rama, as Vivek, this person was mentioning, that it also refers to Balram, and Balram is also energy of Krishna. And Krishna is also known as Ram, where here Ram means he is the supreme enjoyer. Krishna is the most attractive. Rama is the supreme enjoyer. So we will come to this point where we will understand each and every word, why he is called enjoyer, why he is the supreme enjoyer. We are not enjoyers. We think we are enjoyers, but we are not supreme enjoyers. Supreme enjoyer is Krishna. So of all these names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So all the time Hare and Krishna are coming. Hare Rama. Rama is, we are addressing Krishna himself. We are calling that he is the supreme enjoyer. So in all these 16 syllables, all names are belonging to Krishna or Krishna's energy.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mataji. Kavita
Vaishali.
Mataji says thank you. Okay, 1 minute. Oh,
Okay.
she had the same question as Kavita Mataji.
Okay. Fine. Madan wanted to ask something. We can quickly take his question.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tomorrow